Hey everyone, welcome back to A Voice in the Desert. My name is Jason, bringing you another Friday episode of conservative input and obviously Christian input to today's problems and the things that we're facing as Christians and conservatives today. So, I'm sorry I couldn't upload Thursday. I truthfully wasn't really prepared for another code of conduct video. I hadn't spent any time preparing since I was in California. Big blue state. Big liberal area. Right next to New York, of course. California has more electoral college votes than New York, which is why Hillary Clinton could have won this presidency had we not gotten Ohio and some other big states like that. Florida, places like that with just a lot of electoral college votes. Wisconsin, actually, which I'm really glad that we voted Republican this year, because I could not stand it if my home state decided that they were voting Hillary Clinton. I would be unhappy. But anyways, I was in California. It was a great trip. Well, I wouldn't say great trip. I mean, as good as a trip to a liberal states can be. They're probably thinking the same thing about places like us. But really interesting. It was a bit of fun. I went to the San Diego Zoo. I did a whole bunch of other cool things. You see, the problem with the San Diego Zoo is that it's super leaning towards conservation. I agree with conservation too. But I'm a hunter. I like to shoot things, and as you can see in the background here, I'm shooting people. This is my gameplay. And I like to shoot things. I like to shoot them, and I like to eat them, and I like to hunt them. So, for me to go to a place like that, and for having them asking me to sign some sort of pledge not to hunt these animals, I can understand not hunting some of them. But there's some of them, they're like, if you vow not to hunt this animal, I just can't see myself doing that, because some animals would be fun to hunt, and it would probably taste decent too. I'm not saying that I will end up hunting them, but if I ever decided to, that pledge right there would hold me accountable, and I cannot sign that. So, anyways, after that whole spiel on my trip to California, I think it's about time that we start getting into conservative input news. Oh, by the way, happy Good Friday. I'm recording this on Friday, Good Friday. I just got back from my church watching, I don't know if any of you have heard of this, but The Passion. It's a movie that is a visual representation of Jesus's crucifixion, his death, and it adds in a few clips from earlier in his life with the disciples, or the apostles, disciples, all that stuff. It was really good. I'll admit it, I cried a bit, because it's really heartbreaking. Think that I'm the reason that all of that happened. Me personally, he died for me personally, and to think that, yeah, he wanted to save me personally, along with everyone else, of course. It's just something that's not taken lightly. But anyways, let's get right into the news. So there's been a lot of stuff going on. I didn't get a whole lot of time to gather data and to read Breitbart a whole lot since I was out traveling a lot. So I just want to start off by talking about a few of the things, the major headline things. First of all, the Syrian bombs, of course, which I've talked about many times, been condemned, of course, but Russia vetoed a UN draft that officially condemned the chemical attack. So we see a lot of Russia supporting Syria these times just because of all the things that have been going on, and we see it a lot more. But Russia and Syria both have kind of one of those types of governments that deal with stuff like that. So we're clearly going to hope to have good relations like that. So we see stuff like this. It's kind of like us supporting, for instance, France or the UK doing stuff like that. But this time it's about a chemical attack, and China has abstained from the vote. Oh, excuse me, sorry. China has abstained from the vote, and President Trump has said... Oh, sorry. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where the heck did it go? I was honestly just about to read you what President Trump said. Okay, here we go, here we go. The article I read said a decision, said that China voting no was a decision that Trump praised as wonderful because it's a sign of progress of U.S. Chinese relations, since China usually votes with Russia on Syrian affairs. Communist countries, socialist countries, dictatorships, stuff like that all goes on, and you know, misery loves its company, so yeah. Speaking of other countries and bombings and stuff like that, the U.S. military dropped a Moab on Islamic State in Afghanistan. A 21,600-pound bomb was dropped in Afghanistan. As far as we know, as far as I know, by us, which is crazy. It's super. It's like, the thing is, where does it say how big it is in tons? Oh, it said somewhere in tons on this. 21,600 pounds. That is an insane amount of weight to be dropped on something. It is called the Massive Ordnance Air Blast, or GBU-43. It has been nicknamed Mother of All Bombs. Oh, there it is. 11 tons of TNT. It has 11 tons of TNT inside of it. That's an insane amount of TNT. That's enough to level quite a few things. And also probably this. It was dropped on an ISIS, or an ISIS's Afghan affiliate, ISIS Khorasan. I'm not sure if I'm getting this right. And yeah, so it was dropped. It was, as Pat Buchanan said it sent a message to North Korea. Now it's been denied, or I'm not sure if it was meant to be I'm not sure if it was meant to be a message or anything, but it definitely got the point across to the ISIS people that we can do this and we will do this, which is actually honestly kind of unfortunate if you ask me, because I'm not a huge fan of killing people, as you can see by the gameplay in the background. I mean, actually, honestly, killing people. Video games are one thing, but actually taking another human being's life is another. And I think it's very unfortunate that we have to resort to this, and I hate it. I care for other people. That's who I am. But speaking of death, Islamic State supporters have called for more attacks targeting Christians following the Egyptian church bombings. Now, I don't know if I talked about this last week, but there were some bombings in some churches in Egypt that killed a lot of people, and it's really unfortunate to see that we're being persecuted like this. But as I saw in the movie I literally just got done watching, we are persecuted because he was first persecuted. By he, I mean Jesus, and we obviously always follow him in his footsteps. So, you know, I guess we're gonna have to deal with stuff like this until he comes back, and we're gonna have to know that this stuff is going to come, and we need to be ready for this, which is, yeah, story in itself. Not for right now, though. Good Friday, as I've said before. And there's been a lot of stuff going on with us recently. Socialist mob attacked an archbishop. I'm so sorry. I was having so much trouble saying that. Archbishop of Caracas during a Holy Week Mass. 2 believers were attacked by socialist dictators, or not dictators, but a mob of supporters of the socialist dictator in Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, stormed a Catholic Mass celebrating Holy Week on Wednesday, and 2 believers were injured, and they were reported to have looted the church as well. So, just I pray for those people over there. Homeless man also allegedly broke into 4 houses of worship to get back at God, apparently. He's not super educated and stuff like that. Well, not like super, but obviously somewhat educated in that. Because he broke into Hindu temples. So, Hindus don't necessarily believe in one all-powerful being. I'm pretty sure Hindus, along with Buddhists, believe in multiple. Like, if you think it's God, then it's God. I'm pretty sure that's what they believe. Fact check me on that. But they're a lot alike in those ways. Hinduism and Buddhism. Or no. Buddhism just worships Buddha. Hinduism is the one that worships all of the gods. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not like Buddhism. Do not fact check me on that because I just clarified it. Buddhism believes in Buddha, and Hinduism believes in multiple gods. So, him saying that he wants to get revenge at God and attacking a Hindu temple is kind of contradictory. But he was quoted as saying, "I'm mad at God. I don't like church no more." I have such trouble saying that, such bad grammar. "I don't want to deal with religion. I'm sick and tired of hearing about religion. I don't break into houses, only churches. I break in to get back at God." First of all, there's no getting back at God. You're not going to. If you're going to travel that route, you are going to lose. I'm just going to tell you that straight. You stole a lot of things. $1,800. A digital camera, 3 checks from a church's checkbook. Just stole a lot of things. Wasn't good. So along with some other news, besides that, I've heard from the past week, listening to Sean Hannity and Bill O'Reilly, Tucker Carlson. Sean Spicer apparently slipped up in his words, and I have to say, I love the way they handled it. He went out right away and he made apologies. He right away corrected what he said and showed actual sincere apologies for saying that and that he was wrong. It takes Jesus himself said that we should accept responsibility. Well, not Jesus himself, I guess, but he spoke through other people to say that we should do that. But that's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. I enjoy seeing your guys' comments, and I enjoy arguing with you sometimes. But that's going to wrap up this video. See you next week.